So I write about art for a living. That's my job. I write about music, movies, television, comic books, a whole lot of stuff. My parents were weirdly supportive of this. They are both children and grandchildren of immigrants, and they should have been like, I no, don't do this at all. But they were cool with it, and I like them for that. I remember when my mother saw the movie Almost Famous the first time. Uh, she called me and said, "I get it. Like I understand now." And I was like, "All right, slow your roll. I I like talking to famous people as much as the next person, but honestly, when I get a piece of art, uh, I'm like, thanks, I'll take it from here. It's, I like writing about what affects me. Anyway, but they were surprisingly good at exposing me to art. I am the first of three children, and my my mother especially was determined to take me to museums and exhibits, those sort of things. I grew up outside of Washington D.C., so there were a myriad of museums open to me. And one day, when I was about 14 or 15 months old, my folks took me to the National Gallery. And there was an exhibit there on loan from the Hermitage, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's a legendary museum in Russia, in the former Soviet Union. And as an act of détente, an act of softening relations between our two countries, the Soviet Union lent a bunch of paintings to the National Gallery. These were, for all intents and purposes, masterpieces and priceless. You can't put a value on them. They are world famous paintings. And so my parents wanted to go see them because this was never going to happen again in their lifetimes. It wasn't going to happen. So they put me in a red and white jumpsuit that you would put a tiny baby in. And I'm drinking a bottle of milk. And we go to the gallery. And I'm on my father's back in a backpack. You don't really see them anymore, but there was a time in the 70s when backpacks for babies were very popular. And he put me on his back, kind of like Yoda in Empire Strikes Back. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it was like that. And we're going to this exhibit, and the gallery is extremely crowded. Dozens and dozens of people are there, looking at paintings that they will never see again. And I'm drinking a bottle of milk. I'm on my father's back. And suddenly, a bottle of milk, half full, from behind my dad, starts arcing towards this painting. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's exactly what they were feeling. It it flowed through the air. You know that scene in 2001, A Space Odyssey, where the monkey throws the bone? It looked exactly like that. And my folks were like, we learned two things that day. You had a very good arm, and you were probably left-handed. And it just arced through the air. And nobody really saw it until it smashed. And I mean smashed. Right below this painting. A Rembrandt. Yeah, yes, exactly. Literally priceless. A crown jewel of the Soviet Union. Pish. Smashed on the ground. Fragments on the floor of the National Gallery. And my father, a kind of law-abiding guy, just kind of in general, looked at my mom and said, "What do we do?" And my mother, a bit of a savage, said, "We're going to look around and we're going to say, whose horrible child could have possibly done this? And we're going to walk away." Thanks very much.